What is up, my fellow mobile gamers? In today's video, we're gonna take a look at some ways to help you power through them levels and reach level 160 as fast as possible. Before we get started, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more 3-star live videos. And as you can see right now, for our main quest, we are stuck. We hit a level wall. 150 is what we need to reach. We're at 149, getting closer to 150, but I'm sure some of you are probably also stuck. So we're going to take a look at some ways to help get maximum XP. The first thing we're going to go over is the Radiance Protection, the Feathers of Protection. This one you definitely want to have at least to stage 2. Unfortunately, I ran out of all my feathers, so I don't have any, and I've already bought as many as I could. Yeah, you definitely want to make sure this is in step 2. You want to keep it in the yellow as much as possible, because right there you get that XP acquisition plus 100%. That's going to help out so much. I'm just going to show you real quick where you can buy some of these. You'll just go into daily shop under daily login benefits. If we scroll all the way to the right, you can buy them with the blue diamonds if you're free to play, and then there is one for white diamonds right here for 350. Next thing that is very important, and I think a lot of people don't understand this completely, or they kind of don't think it plays a huge impact, but you are going to want to look at your Affinity Buff, which is pretty much the affinity grade that you have with your friends on your friends list. This plays a huge role, and a lot of people are probably wondering, like, how did this person level up faster than me? Even if you're on the same page, well, they could have a higher affinity grade with one of their friends that they're farming in a party with. This is something that's super important. A lot of people overlook this. At grade 30, when you reach level 30 with a friend, you get a 6% increase when you're hunting with that friend for XP. I mean, that's a lot. So right here, we're going to see I have affinity grade 13, 12, you know, just various ones. Now, the basic, most easiest way to upgrade your affinity with one of your friends is to use the friend, like 4-leaf clovers right here. Once you have some of these, you can just click on it and it will instantly upgrade it. But if you don't have those, you can still upgrade it. So I'm going to show you some ways to upgrade it. Basically, what you're going to do is make sure you're in a party with the person, or, you know, several people, doesn't really matter. The way to upgrade your affinity, aside from the 4-leaf clovers, the friendship clovers, is doing things like Rift Altar together. So you're going to want to have a Rift party, raids, and black crystal, various things like this. So that is super important that you keep a steady team all the time. You want to have a farming team, pretty much is what they call it. But another thing to keep in mind is, another thing that some people may not know, is you don't necessarily have to have the same 5 people, because the affinity grade goes by the highest person on your party. So let's say, for example, let's say Lexalicious, Link, Bantam, Bootycroft, we're all in a party together, right? Now, I have them all at like level 10 and 12 and 13. Well, let's say for Lexi, I have her at, we'll say like grade 20. You're only going to get the buff for whoever is the highest. So because I would have her at grade 20, I would only get a 4% buff. I wouldn't get the extra 2% from everyone else. So it just takes whoever on your friends in that party has the highest affinity with you. It gives you that buff. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You don't necessarily have to have all 5 people in your party at max affinity. You just pretty much have to have one person, just one buddy at max affinity, and then you can kind of rotate in the other 3 people. But you always want to have at least one person have max affinity together while you're farming. Another thing that can also help is if you go over to your accessories and we take a look at the Accessory Sub Stats. There is one here. Let me see if I can just go and show you real quick. We're going to go to change accessory substat. Right here, there is an XP increase. So depending on your play style and the white diamonds you have, you could re-roll your accessories until you get that XP increase on all three, just to get even more XP while farming. That's just another suggestion. And then another one is we're going to go down to our apostles. And for our support apostles right here, we have again XP increase acquisitions. And we have the tier 5s because we bought that pack that came with the tier 5s. The tier 5s are very hard to get, but you just want to max them out. Remember, you have 3 right here, 3 green ones, so you can have these 3 XP'd. And then that middle one is for anything, so you could put a red, a blue, or a green. So I suggest while you're farming and trying to reach that max level, you definitely should have another XP. So you should have 4 XPs going on right now, as high as you can. The highest level tier you have XP, put it on there. Now, another thing that we also have going on is we have this little event going on for the Unsealed Mine Exchange event, which gives you the Grimmers, which you get for doing Shill and Mind. Right here, we have XP, 100 million. Trade in 50 Grimmers to get 100 million. You definitely want to be doing this weekly. This is weekly, so you want to make sure you have all 5 done. You want to get all 5 of these rewards just for extra XP, which brings me into another thing. If you go into your daily shop and your daily purchases under character, you have your tickets. You need to be buying these tickets every day. Your raid tickets, your Shill and Mine tickets. Now, another thing that people are going to suggest is, well, maybe you should wait to use your tickets, because if we do go into Shill and Mine at 150, you do reach Apocalypse. But again, I would still make sure that you get enough of those Grimmers so that every week you're getting that 100 million extra XP from that event, because that's super important. For the Rift, you could definitely go ahead and use all your tickets for your Rift if you want, because we really don't have anything else yet. For Raid, though, we do have a higher level for Raid. We have 155 will unlock Apocalypse. So this is another thing to keep in mind. You may want to just do your 2 a day and save your Raid tickets until you get 155, so that way you can do this higher tier Raid, which if you look at the XP difference, it's a good chunk. Right? We go from 9 million to 10.8 million. So it's almost 2 more million XP difference. And also the equipment drops, which are, the equipment drops are so low, and you're really not going to see a big difference on that. But it's mostly about the XP, because I'm pretty sure there's going to definitely be another level wall. So you might want to keep your raid tickets for 155. The Shill and Mine tickets I would definitely use for the event. And then at 150, you'll have that unlocked. Also, for the Black Crystal, you're going to want to do your Black Crystal every day. At least 5 of them. You can do 5 of them to get the maximum rewards. There are 3 different crystals. I did literally a whole video on the Black Crystal, so make sure you go check that out to find out exactly which Black Crystal you should be doing, because there are 3 different ones, and there is a specific difference between those 3, so check that video out if you haven't already. Play a huge role is we're going to go into our Soul Linker, Attribute Ruins, the Ruin of Oblivion. This right here will give you an XP increase. Right now I have a 21%. You're definitely going to want to level this up as high as you can and make sure you have that Soul Linker out so that you're getting the bonus XP. So there is tons of different ways to increase your XP acquisition. As you can see, we just went through all of it. Attribute Ruins, the Feathers of Protection, your apostle, your equipment. Like, there's so many different ways. Also, for your guild, don't forget to do your guild inheritance. You can go to your guild hall, do your guild inheritance twice a day for more XP, and make sure you are participating in Guild Festival. Check the time for whatever guild you're in and see what time they have their Guild Festival. Make sure you participate every day, because again, you get extra XP and really good rewards from that. And another thing that's even more important is you want to make sure you have as many guild members online as possible. There's so many ways. Right? There is so many ways to get an increase for your XP. You want to have at least 35 members online to get that. Look, character XP gain plus 25%. So it's definitely a 5% difference, but it's a huge difference. If you can get all 50 members online all the time, I mean, that's insane. You're going to be leveling up like super duper fast. But for the most realistic thing we could say is at least 35. You want to make sure your guild has at least 35 members on so you get that increase. But that is it for today, folks. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more A3 Still Alive videos. I love you guys and girls. And hopefully these tips will have you powered up and at level 160 as fast as possible. I love you. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.